So, welcome back. So, did you write down your warm up? What is something fun you did over spring break? You remember when I ate that seaweed? It went viral. Anyone else got something crazy? I don't like yogurt or yogis. Anyways, oh, that's true. But that was more like it's got to be clickbait, like Mr. G, like downs a salt packet. It doesn't drink water for 2 minutes. Like super viral. Like I need to get my subs up. All right. Did everyone enjoy their brownie? Okay. Yeah, one day I'm gonna be like, guys, I got brownies, and y'all are gonna be like, no, you don't. And I'll be like, all right, and then I just eat them in front of y'all. Anyways, all right. So make sure you wrote down your warm up. It's the fourth quarter. Got to lock in. All right. Enough with the formalities. The reason why I am displaying myself here is because I got to show you stuff. So, three-dimensional figures. Okay. So we're going to be talking about 3D shapes. Okay. We For the longest time, we're in a flat world of 2 dimensions like this. But now we have entered into a new dimension of 3D shapes. Ta-da! Okay, so what do you call these 3D figures? We call them solids. Write this down. We're going to go a little bit faster because you should have learned this stuff in middle school and you shouldn't be on a phone. All right, elementary or my 3-year-old before elementary knows this stuff. Okay, so each flat surface is called a face. Okay, so I really don't mean to demean y'all. I'm just making sure we're all caught up. We all know the vocab. This is an intro day. Faces are flat, unlike ours. Okay. Geometry faces are flat. They're planes, technically, parts of planes. Uh, and then when you have two flat faces intersect, those are called edges, actually. They're very edgy. Okay. So, like, look, when you got two flat surfaces, wherever they meet, it's this segment called an edge. So it's kind of like if you look at the walls, where the walls meet, that line segment is a edge. And then one thing that's not on here that you see right here, these corners are called a vertex. A corner is called a vertex. Multiple corners are called vertices. Let's talk about classifying. We classified 3D figures by the properties of their faces, edges, and vertices. And there's 4 general categories of solids below. Does anyone still need these words? Here we go. Moving on. We classify this way. Okay. All right. This first one. Okay. Okay. Here's an example. Okay. Okay. Let's underline some things. Okay. This blank is formed by 2 parallel polygon faces. Can everyone underline those words? Oh, okay. So write that down. Or underline those. 2 parallel polygon faces. And I want you to notice here, look, there's 2 of these bases that are parallel, and they're connected with what? So here's an example of this one. Well, they're connected by edges, but they're also connected by faces. Specifically, what? Rectangles. Okay. Okay. So these bases are connected by rectangles. So look at this rectangle here. Look. ASMR, ASMR. Okay. This rectangle all the way around is rectangles, and then there's 2 bases. This is called a prism. Prism. Write that down. Prism. A prism has rectangles on the sides. Okay. Then, what if it's not a polygon base? Underline this. What if it has 2 parallel circle or circular bases? Okay. So, is it? All right, look. So, if it's got a circle base and a circle base, and then the side of it, you can unfold it, Okay, it kind of makes a big rectangle. Okay, okay. So, two circles and a rectangle. Grow up. All right. So now this is correctly a cylinder. So again, two circles with a big old rectangle connecting them on the side. Looks like a can. You call that a cylinder. Hold on. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. All right, cylinder. 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 Starts with a C. Cylinder. Okay. Now, the next one. All right. Now, those had two bases. This next one has one base and then one pointy top. Okay. So here's an example. Okay. Pointing at the top. Ouch. One base. And what's different about this? What is on the sides? What is connecting every side? Okay. Triangles. And it says it right here. So look, it has A, which means one. Go and write the word one. Polygon. Base. And it's connected by triangular faces. Triangles. Okay. So this is called a what? You might find it in Egypt with mummies in it. A pyramid. Okay. Pyramid. Okay. So pyramid. That's funny. Okay. So you get the sound of it. Is that not loud enough? Hear the geometry. Okay. Now, oh, sorry. Let me get my nails did. Next one. Now, this one, kind of like a pyramid, except the bottom is a circle. So it is formed by A, which means one circle base, but this time it's connected by what looks like a hemisphere. Sorry, my bad. Semicircle. Okay. So check this out. Okay. So it kind of looks like a semicircle here with one circular base. Okay. This kind of bends around. Whoop, and then you get okay. A cone, you sure? Yeah, let's put some ice cream in that thing. Okay, it looks yummy. So a cone, pointy on one end, circle on the other end. It is a cone. It's conic, as they say. Cone. Those are the four main ones. Okay. Now, yeah, cone has one circle base, as you can see in the pictures. Uh, now, oh, sorry, one. Okay, now there's a special kind of prism, and I bet you already know the name of it. If it has a if it has six square faces, a square on top, a square on the bottom, a square all the way around, kind of like a rolling a dice. What do you call that shape though? Cube. Okay, six square faces. It's basically a regular prism. Okay, so if it helps you, does everyone have the top four so I can zoom in? Okay. And if it helps you, you can draw a little picture here. Here's how you draw it. You draw a square. Okay, try to draw a good square. Then draw another square offset, and then you kind of connect the corners. And for lack of a better picture, that is a cube. Okay, so as noted before, a base is a special face. So a base is a face, but not every face is a base, because a base is a special face. And that is the case. Now, more specifically, a base is a face which a figure is classified. So again, base is a face that classifies. It names. It names a figure. Okay, so we're going to get to that backside. Once you finish that, flip it over. Let's finish these notes. Okay. While cylinders and no, don't sleep, wake up. While cylinders and cones will always have circular bases, prisms and pyramids can have bases shaped like any polygon. As a result, prisms and pyramids have a first name. Okay, so I'm pretty sure everyone in here has a last name. So that's kind of like your family. So there's two families, pyramid and prism. Those are like families, but pyramids and prisms have a first name. So whenever you do a prism or a pyramid, you have to give me two words. The last name is a pyramid or a prism, but the first name is the name of the base in an adjective form, okay? Describing it. So let's talk about this. For example, the solid below is a what? So everybody, in general, when you have one base and a pointy top, what do you call that thing? Pyramid, right? Throw some mummies in it. It's pointy at the top. So on the second blank, write pyramid, not the first blank. Is everyone looking at this? The second blank, you can put pyramid. But the first blank is the first name. And how do I name this pyramid? Look at the base. So what is the shape of this base? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's ugly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still ugly. Whatever. This is the base, right? The number of sides is 5. What do you call a 5-sided polygon? A whatagon. That's 8. 5-sided. Like a government building. Starts with a P. Pentagon. Okay. 5-sided figure is pentagon. We got to know this, everybody. Okay. So if it has a pentagon base for a pyramid, here's how you write it. Pentagon O. Pentagonal or pentagonal, however you want to say it. It's a pentagonal pyramid. Do it. So again, you can't just write the word pyramid. That's just the last name. It's like if I called you by your last name only. It's like, what? Okay, so it's pentagonal pyramid. Now, the next one. True. Respect. Now, next one. This one's kind of weird because this one we get confused on because this one's actually sideways. Does everyone see the parallel bases are, it's like it's laying down. Okay. It's connected by rectangles. What did we say is connected by rectangles? Okay, the bases are, but in what type of shape? What type of shape is connected by a bunch of rectangles? Okay, it's the first one we talked about. It's a prism. Okay, prisms are connected with rectangles. So whenever you see a bunch of rectangles, don't get wrecked. It's a prism. So we know it's a prism. Go ahead and put prism on the second blank. But what kind of prism? Let's go ahead and look at this base. There are two parallel bases on a prism. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my base has 6 sides. What do you call a 6-sided figure? Hexagon. So yeah, the way you would write it is hexagonal or hexagonal, however you want to say it. Hexagonal prism. Does that make sense? I've said it and I'll say it one more time. Prisms and pyramids got to have a first name along with their last name, please. Okay. Now, y'all have noticed I've been holding up these things that are flat and then they fold up to make a solid. They go from 2D, 2-dimensional, to 3D, 3-dimensional. Okay. So, here's the dealio. A blank is this diagram, this flat diagram. ASMR. Okay. The diagram of a surface of a 3D figure that can be folded to make a 3-dimensional figure. Okay. This is called a net. Everybody write this down. New vocab word today. I'd be surprised if you've heard this word before. These things that fold to make 3D are called a net. Not the thing you catch flies in or catch fish in. It's a geometry net. It's flat. It makes a 3D figure. Okay. To identify a 3D figure, from a net, you have to visually fold it up or just know a few things about it. So I want you to look at these pictures down here, okay? When you see it like unfolded like these nets down here, here's one way to think about this, okay? I want you to think about, is the base surrounded by rectangles or triangles? So look, this is a bunch of rectangles. Which P word is connecting with a bunch of rectangles? Pyramid or prism? Which one has a bunch of rectangles? Prism, right? Okay. So when the two bases are connected by rectangles, it's a prism. Okay. Now look, I have one base connected by a bunch of triangles. Remember, triangles are pointy. They make a pointy top. So that is a pyramid, right? So again, without holding it in your hand, you can just see a bunch of rectangles is prism, a bunch of triangles is pyramid, and now you just got to look at the base. So look, this prism has two bases. What do you call these three-sided figures here? We should all know this. It's a triangle. So triangular is what you would say. Triangular prism. Okay? If the bases are triangles, you say triangular. Everybody look. We're almost done. Stay with me. Okay? Ask me then. Hold on. And then this pyramid, what's the one base in the middle of this pyramid? What is it? What is that base? It is a square. Now, there's no, you're not going to say squarular. Okay, we're just going to say square. Okay? You could, but the best way to say it is it's a square pyramid. Okay? Now, that's it for the notes. By the way, I forgot to mention with this one. Okay? I hope you have the wisdom, power, and courage to do your math work. I don't want to try and force a joke. Anyone? They look like I'm insane. Anyone ever played The Legend of Zelda? Golly. All right. Cooked generation, I tell you what. Okay, so what's... Okay, well, I mean, besides Zoe. Besides... All right, I'm going to pass out an assignment. Now, look, everybody, before you depart, okay, look at this assignment, okay? Do you see how it has 1 through 11, and then it's just a bunch of blanks, okay, when you get it? Since you got so much rest on spring break, yes, I'm going to make you walk. If you just sit there, I know you're literally not doing what you're supposed to do, okay? So, there are 11 nets around the room that you have to get up and go over to, okay? Now check it out. I'm going to help you. Hold on. I'm going to help you with one of them, okay? So look, here's one of them, okay? You're going to find, by the way, in the back, focus. You're going to have to find, there's a number on here that's going to match to a number on here, right? And you're going to have to do what? Tell me the base shape. So one of these two-dimensional base shapes, right? And then you're going to tell me the 3D figure. So you're going to have to fold it up and tell me what's the 3D figure. Please remember, prisms and pyramids have a first name. Then you're going to have to count the faces. I really want you to hear the words that I am saying in the back. Hello? So look, you can count the faces flat, like this. All the flat surfaces. But I'm telling you, these last two columns, you need to fold it up to count the number of edges and the number of corner vertices. Okay? This can only be done in class because you're not taking these home. So if you want to work on it in class, there is a back that you could do at home because it's just the nets on a piece of paper. Is like the shapes? No, you're going to do it right now. You can do it. Y'all have energy. You're young and you just had a week off. Okay. And you're full of Lunchables. So you're just full of energy. All right. So let's get started.